Whereas I think, here for Knight on this Talia, if he can get pushed, he's going to be happy to try to attack those side lanes. Obviously, the skirmish power really high, like you were talking about. He's going to stay, though. He elects to stay because Poppy is coming. So they're going to try to make a play very, very quickly here. Elk is trying to keep this wave from crashing, but GAM have no wards, and Beishuan is going to be behind them. They're about to get the bad news here. Flash combo from On, perfectly engaged. They're going for Elio. They flash forward. Artemis trying to finish him off. He grabs first blood. They're looking for another one. Elk's in trouble. It's a double for Artemis, and it's GAM time already. But Beishuan looking to get him back. Flash to follow, gets a double, is able to trade evenly. He's stronger than Levi right now.
For sure. Keeping my eyes on Knight, as with the level 7, he does have the ulti available. Beishuan runs into Levi.
Yeah, Levi's going to go forward, and they're going to try to knock him back. Remember, no flash available here on Beishuan. He is running Artemis over the wall, looking to try to take him down. Will he be able to do it? On's in the midst of everyone. Levi has to flash out. It's On now that is in trouble. He is off, and Elio trying to survive. Knight can't quite make it happen. Elk is in trouble now. Beautiful cleanse. That was picture perfect from Elk to keep himself alive. Knight, though, going to be hooked in. He is able to get one, but he's going to fall for it at the end of the day. Levi limping out of there. Very close fight, but it is 2 for 1 at GAM at the end of the day.
Brawl, but the positioning of the wall I think is more favorable for GAM because both Emo and Artemis are very safe. Artemis moves up to force Knight out of the fight.
You get 2 of the grubs. You can see GAM does take 1 for their trouble, so at least you're not going to be giving the Void Might spawn away. But Elio and Levi just grouping up here, heading over to look for a dive on Elk. Remember, there is no cleanse available. He doesn't have his flash for another couple seconds, and he is in so much trouble. There is the hook, and there is the kill. It's another one in the pockets of Artemis. 4 kills in 9 minutes for the GAM bot laner.
It's a beautiful dive. No mistakes, well executed. There was little that Elk could do to respond. And GAM are continuing to find advantages. Now, the gold lead, not insurmountable. BLG still, of course, have ways to come back into this game. A defensive kind of frontlining tanky build.
And I actually really like this because I do think when you are not solo AP, it's not worth it. There's the flash, and it's going to connect, and the Change of Corruption is there as well. GAM, it's surprise! They jump over the wall. They take him down. Kiaya gets the kill on Bin. These matchups is about forcing Abessa to use the spells to close the gap, not allowing her to begin trades with those spells. As Kiaya again overheats, and this time Bin is going to be in a lot of trouble. The equalizer is ready. He just hit 11. I think Bin, it's time to get cooked. There's the equalizer, turns around with the public execution, does proc the Eclipse Shield, trying to run for the hills, but it's just not enough. Kiaya will not allow him to escape. Not disrespect Knight and Bin and Elk and all. These guys have been here so many times before, but there's a fight breaking out. Elio could be in trouble. The seismic jump does connect onto Levi, but he is tanky enough to survive. Bin arrives with a TP, so does Kiaya. Remember, Kiaya has no ultimate. Emo hitting on the side, trying to get them low. You can see the ultimate coming out from Jin as well. On flashes forward. There's the flash from Beishuan, sending Kiaya into the wall. He's overheated and he is shut down, and now Emo's in trouble as well. Just like that, BLG roar to life. Take 3 kills and the dragon. The snap engage from BLG was ruthless. They isolate the support. They make sure that they have a numbers advantage. He can't get involved in the fight, and it just becomes pick after pick after pick. And what was a 2K gold lead for GAM disappears in a single fight. Yeah, it's just being able to find these small windows, punishing your opponents. It was, I mean, Levi's got to get up here, otherwise they're going to lose the tower, I think, on this wave. Kiaya needs help to defend it, but Knight is pushing forward. Kiaya trying to keep it alive. They are racing for it. Bin on the other side does pop the ulti. Elio tanking up the tower as much as he possibly can. Kiaya about to overheat, trying to run for it. As Beishuan's coming in, there's On arriving as well. Going to pop the ulti to try to tank up the tower. Bin is in trouble. Emo's making it happen. There's the public execution, trying to take down Elio. He does. He's in the 1v2. Can he make it happen? The shield, the double, it's Bin, and he is back! Beautiful play from Bin, leveraging the tower aggro to punish the 2v1 dive. BLG will also get the top tower, and very quickly the momentum is shifting. It's the double kill. I mean, that was just so beautifully played. Small thing there. Bin goes for the backstep, pulling Emo away. As his W comes back up, he has the shield, he has the Eclipse shield, he is just making it happen, man. And that is the thing about this guy. You know, say all you want about an inconsistent year, but he is on fire so far. And now Artemis in a lot of trouble. Is going to flash out, but it is not going to get him anywhere. Elio could be next to fall. The equalizer is going to use from Kiaya, but not to much effect whatsoever. And in comes Beishuan in the Herald. They're just going to let it crash into the tower. The tower is incredibly low. On is looking for the dive here. Emo trying to push them back, but they're really struggling to do so. Hook's going to go wide there from Elio. Now the ulti does come out, but Kiaya has already fallen. BLG are are running away with it out of nowhere.
BLG do not hesitate to punish a mistake. The moment that you overstep, they capitalize. And look, they're even fishing for more. Knight trying to hover off in the fog of war. He will be spotted out, but this tower is surely going to fall. And BLG, with the small advantage that they were able to find in the earlier skirmishes, they are mounting a massive gold lead. 3.3k now the advantage. A mid-tower secured.
4,371 for minions and so on. As there's been going in again, it's going to be another kill here. As Artemis, great start, but he is getting caught and he is getting punished once again.
I feel like GAM is just being drawn into the fight. Rather than looking for cross maps or looking for advantages elsewhere on the map, they're just constantly trying to trade with BLG, and BLG are getting the better of them. Now Knight once again throws the ulti out to catch this mid wave and look for a pick.
Yep, you are not allowed to trade. They're saying you cannot take that tower. Levi tried to get down there and see if he could fight over Otacon. Does proc the phase rush, but he's got no flash, and I think he's going to get chased down. There's the flash in from On. Bin and 3 members of BLG will knock down Levi once again. He wanted to get there, see if he can make a hero play at the Otacon, but he loses his life, and it's just going to be a dragon as well off the back of that. As BLG are just taking everything. They're farming your jungle, they're defending their mid tower, they're taking Otacon, killing your jungler, and then getting the dragon.
It was a promising start for GAM. Some really awesome plays from so many members, but BLG, they are the classic. You give them a finger and they'll take the whole arm. The moment that you give them a semblance of an advantage. I know.
Really any wards in the area for GAM. You can see that Elio is trying to get over there and trying to reestablish some vision control. Bin here getting chased down by Kiaya. The rest of the team is coming in. We'll see if they can find him. Remember, he has no flash. The equalizer is there to slow, and in comes Levi. Public execution going to be used, and he is just trying to waste their time as BLG on the other side of the map are looking for a play. They do get the shutdown, but again, it costs them the equalizer. That should be up, though, before the dragon does spawn here, as BLG looking to pressure some towers.
Good news is that the wave was quite far away, but Emo needs to be very careful. He's going to respect the collapse from Beishwan, and this tower is going to fall. I would say that the risk of using those ultimates is limited, and Elk is doing a good job of controlling that mid wave. On
they are very stacked as On's going to go in, and Bin is here to support. On in a lot of trouble, but he is going to survive as he flashes out, and the Nautilus falls on the other side. Kiaya running for the hills here. He's going to have to flash out that public execution, but Kiaya does barely survive the 4-shot. Goes into the stasis, but he has got nowhere to go, and Beishwan finds another stun there onto the Nautilus looking for him. They do knock down a third member from GAM, and it feels like just like that, the fight is already done.
Situation, and then the rest of BLG chase down GAM. A very awkward situation for GAM to find themselves in. They did not get the optimal setup, and they end up falling short. It once again splits up GAM and makes the fight easier.
Oh, we're back to live. Elio tries to flash out, hooks to the wall, but he's just dead. And Beishwan wants even more. Knight's positioning has been a thing of beauty. Every ult that you're talking about, Betty, seems to be perfectly placed. And now Kiaya in a world of hurt down here. Bin with the double buffs, with the Ocean Soul. He does not care about your poke any longer.
I mean, it really has been a beautiful game from Knight, kind of the silent carry in a sense, but we've seen it in every single play. His use of the Talia wall has just been flawless.
Yeah, and GAM now trying to see, can they find a way in to try to steal away this Baron? Teleport coming out there from Kiaya, but here comes Knight one more time. Beishwan and Bin trying to push their way in. Artemis is left out to the wolves, and he's going to get bit in half as Beishwan pushing back the jungler. He's 3 levels up. Emo's dead as well, as they're just trying to look to try to end the game right here, right now. They get a third, and they are on the march now. The wave is going to be coming in. They're not heading to the Baron, so they just want to try to close it out.
BLG with ruthless execution on the team fight. There is little room for GAM to react. They execute, they destroy, and they capitalize. BLG setting their sights on the Nexus.
It's Levi and Elio versus the entire team, but with the Ocean Soul, they don't have the damage to stop them. We'll see if they can clear out the wave, find a miracle play, but I don't think it's going to happen. Elio falling as well as Elk goes dominating. It's 20-8. It's a 10,000 gold lead. It's 29 minutes into the game, and BLG just padding the stats, trying to get more kills here on the doors to the fountain as Artemis is going to respawn just to die one last time. It's an ace again for BLG as Emo's now respawning. They want another kill. Mercy, cries GAM as BLG takes game number 1.
BLG's comp is a really scary composition to play against. I think that GAM's composition wants to do a few too many things. You've got solid dive coming through from the Ahri plus the Vi. Rakan follow-up seems good on paper. Beishwan can look to put a lot of pressure on this bot lane 2 versus 2. It provides a lot of safety for Elk and On. And also some much-needed revenge after what happened in Game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Elio is going to get pushed back here. There's a flash in from Ana. It's a level 1 support, and he's got nowhere to go, and Elk snipes him for first blood.
I mean, that was just exquisite from On. He flash engages, ticks over to level 2 at just the right time, and he catches Elio completely off guard. Now, Levi looking for a response.
Yeah, this kind of has to work here for GAM, but Kiaya is getting incredibly low. Will he just get knocked down by Bin? Bin trying to take him out in that 1v2. Will he be able to do it? Bin now trying to kite back, waiting for the Qs. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. GAM get their response kill. This Dragon is on, going to threaten with a Hex Flash there. Beishwan does arrive. Try to back up the rest of the team, and they are looking here. The Charm does connect onto Knight, and there is the Q to follow. Knight gets 6, but it just doesn't matter. It's too little, it's too late. They get the kill on the LPL mid laner.
Nicely done. We wanted to see some mid lane investment from GAM, and the first gank.
And on level 6.
Simply is. Dragon looking to be secured by BLG as the swap is coming through now from GAM. The rotation into the mid lane from Elio. Working with Levi, something that we continue to see, this combination of the jungle plus support. Artemis, I think he was able to sidestep the vision there. Oh, doesn't matter. He's just going to make his presence known as the Scion looking to TP towards the bot side of the map. Dragon secured. Really did step up in the playoffs, and they were able to showcase a lot of improvements after so many of the struggles that they ran into with the jungle changes, the coaching staff struggles. They were able to find their footing and make their way back here to MSI.
Absolutely, and it also speaks to the incredibly high standards that are set for a team like BLG. When you talk about expectations, and people are saying, they're not looking as strong, they're not as consistent. Well, they got second in the LPL, and they kind of, crushed in playoffs for a lot of it, except against AL.
I'm completely off guard, and we'll see if GAM can find their footing in the fights. Has been continues to trade in the 1v1 against Kiaya. Kiaya's doing very good in the 1v1.
Both junglers are here, though. You can actually see the jungle pet moved into that. So Beishwan is here, as is Levi, and Bin is going to get the bad news. They go first, and they grab the kill.
A quick collapse from Levi. Trinity Force completed for him as the second Dragon has started off. It's going to be a very difficult one for GAM to really contest because of how much time Levi spent on the top side of the map. So BLG quickly stacking up these Dragons.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a 23, 24-minute soul, if I recall. On and On now are going to be in the area. On spotted on the ward is Artemis trying to get that tower down. Can't quite finish it off. Levi's going to go in. Here's Beishwan to get the bad news as On is trying to turn this fight around. Bin now on the backside, going to get buster shot out by Artemis. Artemis trying to get the work done as the TP's going to be coming in as well. GAM is fully committing to this. Eris in trouble on the side, though, as he's going to get the charm down on the Knight, but Knight gets a stun of his own, and he's chasing after Eris. Eris has to flash as Elk is now flanking them on the Ezreal. He goes in and he gets the shutdown, flashes out to safety as well. Another TP coming in, but now Kiaya wants nothing to do with this. He's going to ult out to safety, and it's Artemis that's kind of lagging behind here. Kiaya stopping to try to peel, make sure they cannot catch up to that Tristana, but that means the mid lane tier 1 is going to be completely exposed.
The response from BLG meant that GAM had few options. It felt like GAM was just kind of trickling in one by one, whereas BLG was already a unit, much faster. Tested them, BLG responded in kind. The double TPs came through from both mid laners, and Ahri TPing in that situation is just way more favorable for the Annie. It's so much easier for her to drop her combo. Eris was forced out of the fight immediately. But reminder that Levi still gets the Herald.
Oh, they want this dive. There's Tibbers coming down. The CC chain is going to be enough. Eris going to get smote down by Beishwan. We'll be able to limp out to safety. Looking for a potential flank. Ultimate's ready for pretty much everyone. Knight's going to be up in a couple seconds as Kiaya fishing will hit some damage down here on to On. But it's going to be about the engage. And if GAM will allow BLG to get in here, they're going to go, and they're looking for the engage. It's Eris that's caught, and it's Eris that's killed by Knight, but in the back line, it's Levi trying to turn things around, trying to beat down Knight, but he can't do it. Elio just trying to peel off Beishwan as Knight finally gets killed by Kiaya, but he's knocked down as well. Levi on the run. The bot lane is scattered. GAM are running for the hills, but BLG do not want to let them get away here. They're trying to find one more bit of CC. The Vault Breaker will get Levi out to safety as GAM's bot lane immediately runs mid, trying to take a tower here, but that means it is going to be feats of strength going to BLG with this Dragon, as well as the Soul Point.
On is just exceptional The small positioning mistake from Eris. You want to try and defend.
Yeah, on threatening with the Hex Flash there, but Kiaya is stepping forward. He does pick up the tower aggro. Has to be a little bit careful. He's just tanking that tower. The tower's not getting knocked down. The target is not being focused. We can see TP coming in here from Knight. Is he going to arrive in time? Beishwan going to get knocked down. On's in trouble next, but Kiaya has fallen as well. And Knight arrives just to get knocked down. It's a good fight for GAM. They are chasing after them. The resets are coming through. Levi kills Bin. They knock down 3.
Tension continues to mount as Beishwan trying to find an angle in. Elio acting as the gatekeeper for now.
It is getting low. It's going to be a smite fight potentially. We'll see if Beishwan can get in. He can't. It is down to 2K, and they're trying to turn on to Beishwan. They get the kill on to Beishwan. Eris is the one who picked it up. Kiaya trying to tank through this, but the junglers are dead on both sides, and now it's just a total flip, and it's going to be grabbed here, and it looks like it went to BLG. They steal it away, and it's Knight who gets the last hit.
Nothing short of a scrap as it turns into a front-to-back between the two teams. I thought that with Beishwan getting one shot at the start, it was going to be a guaranteed fight for GAM, but BLG did not hesitate. They did not slow down.
Elios, he had spellbooked over to it. Now swapping back to another summoner. Kiaya taking some damage, is going to get Shattering Struck and stunned up, but will be okay. Still losing about 30% of your health before that fight. Not what you want to have happen. Oh, he's actually going to look for the engage. He's looking for a Knight here. Elk just shifts out of the way, though, and Kiaya is now the one in trouble. Eris trying to get some damage down on Beishwan. He can't actually connect much. Elio's got to run. So does Kiaya, and GAM are getting crushed. On flashes in. Artemis flashes out. Artemis trying to turn the damage around. As Artemis gets a kill, he gets a shutdown. It's Bin now trying to take the damage in the front line. It's going to be another kill for Artemis as he jumps forward. He's looking for Elk, but he can't close the gap. BLG turn on him. It's a double for Bin. It's Kiaya knocked down. It's the ace and the triple for Bin, and it's going to be Mountain Soul as well.
It's chaos in the mid lane.
It's a good try there from GAM. They tried to get very aggressive, but the amount of damage they took early on in that fight really did feel like it kind of swung it. Elio and Kiaya ate so much free damage early on. Even with Artemis and Eris finding angles to try to get in, to try to play it aggressive, it was very tough.
I mean, we're going to check out the MasterCard priceless moment of the game.
Wait for that to spawn. They are pushing the pace. They are already here on to Baron. And look at the positioning from Knight and on opposite sides. They could look for the snap engage. Knight going to get spotted, but Levi's already in trouble, and Levi's going to get jumped on by Beishwan. Here comes Bin, and there goes Levi. He is down already. Eris trying to get one back, is able to do so as they trade the junglers back and forth. Kiaya is in the middle of everyone, but he is not going to be living for long. Elk is on a rampage, and GAM is on the run, trying to get out of here. But Bin connects. It's going to be a rocket jump back from Artemis here as Knight is just pushing forward, gonna get knocked up. They're trying to make the turn happen. Do they have the damage to do it? It does not look like it. There's a great buster shot from Artemis, but it is not gonna be enough. He doesn't have another rocket jump. He doesn't have another reset, and he doesn't have a way out. Eris now next to fall. He is running, and he has got nowhere to go. Elk goes unstoppable. BLG take another big win.
From Baron to bot lane, BLG hunt down the kills.
GAM have got to try to do it all over again. Kiaya is body, has his TP, and he is coming, but it feels like it's too little. It feels like it's too late. Levi not even there yet, and the Baron is already gone, and now all GAM can do is just try to run. On goes for the crash down, looking for Eris. He is going to be able to land the charm as Kiaya trying to create some space for the rest of his team to get out, but Elk is going in. Elk is going aggressive as always onto Eris. He's going to be able to ult over the wall to safety.
This tier 2 tower going to be a difficult one to defend for GAM.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough, especially when they saw two members from GAM mid lane very recently. It looks like GAM are sending 3 towards Bin. I think they're trying to see, is there an opportunity here for a pick? But Bin is playing respectfully. He is just going to back it up while the rest of his team pushes in here, and Kiaya is getting hammered by Elk right now. This inhibitor tower is going to be under fire now. BLG 4 members strong through this top lane. Bin escorting in that Baroned up minion wave mid lane as well, and the siege is going to begin in earnest.
GAM may look for a pick onto Bin, the isolated member, perhaps if they can find that kill, leverage the numbers advantage, but BLG, their siege is relentless. First tower will fall, and now they've gained access into the base. The inhibitor soon to follow.
Yeah, and it's perfectly synced up. The mid lane wave is there right as the top lane inhibitor does fall, and they are going to be moving over and knocking down this one. If GAM's not going to fight for the tower, they're not going to fight for the inhibitor, so it is just one of these options. They sit back, they turtle up, they try to defend the Nexus. That is going to be the call here.
But the amount of damage that Elk has been doing in this game has been monstrous.
Absolutely has, and Knight just completed the Shadow Flame. They took that late base though, so this gives GAM the opportunity to start this one up. The question is, can they actually finish in time? Eris on the side, gonna be able to try to look for a chunk on a Beishwan, can't actually connect with the Charm, unfortunately, and Kiaya is just getting crushed. There's the flash forward by Elio, but there's no one there to follow it up. GAM spend everything to go into the back line there. They lose two, and it feels like they don't even dent the health bars, and now Gigabin wants to get involved in the action. Levi popping his ult over onto him, but Artemis just can't move the health bars. Levi trying to survive. Artemis is down. Eris trying to get one back, but he can't even get that. BLG will not allow him to get a kill. It's a double on the other side there from Elf as Bin catches up and does what he does. He knocks him down. BLG are going to be moving for the Nexus here, taking this second game. It's 22-11, a 10,000 gold lead as BLG are making no doubt about it. A clean ace at the Elder Dragon is what will spend the end of this one. BLG are going to be taking us all the way to match point.
I mean, it is relatively safe on the top side of the map, but it seems that GAM have gone for a little bit more reserved in the mid lane matchup, going for that scaling control mage in the form of the Victor.
I mean, every time you talk about spicy counter picks in top laners are just like top lane. And meanwhile, GAM's bot lane, it's a level 3 and a level 3 against 2 level 1s here. GAM is in so much trouble. Beishwan chasing after him, grabs first blood as On walks it out. Now they're looking for the redive here. In goes Beishwan. Elk tanks it up. It's a 2-for-0 on the bot side. 3 minutes in. The time to just flash right out, and now that is time wasted there. Beishwan's going to be down on the spot side, will catch Levi, and Levi now has no flag. You can see he did spend that spell. GAM's bot lane again going to try to help out in the jungle, but here comes BLG, and mid lane Prio is also going the way of BLG. Now they're looking to try to chase after Beishwan. We'll see if they can find and engage. Elio in a lot of trouble, does have to flash out. Artemis trying to get some damage down on the Beishwan, but it's Levi now who is in trouble. Levi flag and drag over the wall. Will he be able to survive? He gets trapped up, and he gets hit by the headshot, and another one, 2 to the head. Knock Levi down.
Connects the E as well to get another headshot. Just beautifully done. And this is just systematic destruction.
I mean, what more can you ask? It's just perfectly played right there, just nailing it. Now Bin level 6 looking for the kill on a Kiaya. Kiaya incredibly low. Bin trying to work his way out of this cage. Kiaya going back forward. Should have mana for a Q, but Bin is about to have his Q. He's going to flash forward. The Q heal does come through. The ulti from Kiaya trying to finish him off. The Maiden, though, doesn't quite have the damage, and now Bin's cooldowns are coming back up. He's going to flash in, slice, dice, stun, and he knocks him down with the Ruthless Predator. That's what Bin is. The Shun roll than the Wei roll. You know, he has been kind of more that facilitative jungler, playing for the lanes, and has been quite good at it. You know, helped the team to get here, and Artemis now in trouble. Gonna have to flash out as almost gets knocked down there by Knight. They try to move the MF mid lane, try to find somewhere where he could safely farm. Nothing doing.
Yeah, I feel like the Beishwan has fit into the mold that BLG needs, and this game is a great example of that. He's played towards the lanes very well.
If you're winning, whether you're losing, you're kind of running down the side lane. Like, that's kind of what the champion does, how it functions. Eris in the side lane now might get some bad news. Has been posturing very aggressively. Is someone behind him? Yes, of course. Knight is there. The BLG soul laners looking to group up, and Eris knows he is dead, so he's just going to knock down the wave, accept his fate. Knight is on the board in game 3. At this point, they're going to have to be some bigger mistakes. They're going to have to, like, sub Vedius in on Nocturne or something like that, you know?
I mean, their chances would only go up if they did that. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, well, we'll see how their chances are going to be here as they're going to let the Bolt Time Rip trying to clear out the wave, and he is just gone. It's a magic trick. Now you see him, now you don't. Elio going to get chased down as well. Is still barely alive. The last auto will finish him.
Yaya has the Maiden back out. Level down against Bin. A 1.1k gold difference between the two top laners.
Be able to keep his farm going well. Yes, he did get picked off in the side lane well, but honestly, his 1v1 was going completely fine there against Knight. But Knight now is going to be out on the map, and Elio just finds out the bad news. That is not your jungle, my friend. BLG has laid their claim on it. Levi is moving down here, but I don't know if he can actually get there in time to really do anything. There's 3 members, and it's going to be Bin fighting on the top side. We can see the dive going off on the bot side. The first kill is already there. Kiaya trying to run. Levi came in, but he couldn't do anything. Now he's going to get trapped up. Kiaya will be able to survive. Loses the Maiden, though, in the process, and Eris is going to move down here. They're going to look to try to make a fight happen. It's a triple knockup for Levi. The Chaos Storm comes through. They do get 1 kill. In comes Elio. They're trying to get another, but they just don't have the damage to knock down Beishwan. He is healing up. He's getting shield shielded, and he's going to re-engage with the Sundered Sky. Trying to go for more here. He will have to try to kite it out, though. Eris looking here with the laser, does connect, gets the shutdown. GAM getting their first kills in this game. Very difficult. You know, when these kind of drain tanky bruisers get ahead, it is so hard to be able to actually knock them down. You know, you're losing on the bot side. You're trying to make a play happen there. And I think it was a pretty good play to look for, as Artemis, of course, will survive that ultimate, but does get pushed back, and this tower is not long for the world.
Still have confidence that they're going to be looking for plays where they can. The biggest issue that they have is their windows of opportunity.
The objective bounties have already spawned here 15 minutes in. That really does tell the tale. We'll see if they can find anything, but it's not looking like it, as the Feats obviously have long since gone over there to BLG. They're going to be able to grab the Rift Herald as well, which could be problematic. Levi going in, as Elk is going to be able to 90 caliber net over the wall. There's the root coming through, and now Beishwan does arrive. That's an easy kill there onto Levi. Tried to look for an angle, but Elk doesn't really have to use much of anything.
The chain CC with this Karma Caitlyn is just brutal. The Jarvan barely getting an opportunity to move. Kiaya forced to retreat.
Yeah, Kiaya going to run for it, drops the cage defensively, but will be knocked up and will be tethered. Nice little CCG in there, as On is going to tank up the tower for Beishwan. Beishwan trying to knock him down. Kiaya flashes to the side, tries to get the heal from the shovel, but it's not enough. Does fall, gets one back at the very least, but they lost the tower at the same time. And now Elio trying to make something happen here with Pop Blossom. Will he be able to get a kill? Does get the 600 gold shutdown, and now Bin popping the ulti, forces the flash out there from Elio.
Exposed. This will put them on soul point. And I mean, BLG, I think this is their 11th dragon in a row. Like, it's just been Soul 3 times back to back, right?
That's tough.
And BLG with just nothing but a masterclass in terms of objective control.
That's cashed out, and they're going to look for one of these side lane tier 2s. A big prize to take, as Beishwan will just ride this one in for the crash, and that tower is going to be gone for sure. Now it's 8,000 gold in the lead, and he's just going to ride into the next tower as well. Will he go towards mid lane? Sees a lot of GAM members. He's just going to drive for the tier 2 there. Gets that incredibly low. Does get knocked back towards the GAM side, and there's some slows coming through from Artemis, but it's just not even going to matter, as Levi's going in for Elk. Nice flash out there from Elk. Does get him to safety from the flag and drag. Kiaya in the area, has the maiden back once again, and Eris arrives with the teleport. You can see Bin in the bot lane has TP'd in, as well as Beishwan trying to look for something here. Beishwan is just going aggressive. Elk knocks down Artemis. Bin is chasing after Eris with Knight. Eris is in a world of hurt, and he gets knocked down as Knight goes on a rampage. Kiaya trying to get back into the base, but he's got nowhere to go. He's rooted up, and he's knocked down as well. It's Elio and Levi against the world. BLG not afraid of this whatsoever. They're chasing into the base. It is 19 minutes, and nowhere is safe on the map for GAM.
BLG dominate GAM as they just take control over everything. GAM is left wanting as Levi has to witness the destruction of his base. They will leave the inhibitor up. It is still very early into the game.
I'm going to teleport down. They are going to look to try to make a stand at this objective. See if they can get some kills. See if they can get an objective bounty, but it is getting incredibly low. As Elio going to go in, finds a multi-man engage. Into the back line goes Levi. There's the ulti coming down. The bullet time does get the kill onto Elk. Artemis trying to get the damage rolling, but it's Knight now going for it, looking for Artemis. Gets the 2-volt hex and knocks him down. As Bin, meanwhile, kills another one. We've seen this one before. Eris is going to run for the hills, as is Elio, but On is chasing him, trying to juke with the clone. It just doesn't even matter. BLG winning another fight.
Furia, which I'm expecting to be a very interesting matchup, especially with what Furia showed us today, and GAM showing us some great moments in this series against BLG. Right now, though,
oh my God.
Okay, there's stack number 25 for Knight. I mean, it was on the support, but my goodness.
Knight showing what you can do when you get ahead. He's going between the worlds, looking for Artemis. The barrier almost gets one shot through it, but Knight is in trouble, and Knight is going to lose some stacks here. Some pages getting torn out of the book. But I don't think Kiaya can get anything more. Knight feeling himself, wanted to just one-shot him under the tower in front of his team. Couldn't make it happen.
That was way too cocky for him, Knight. I mean, oh my goodness. And I think the downside for him is we're going to get a MasterCard priceless moment of the game. We're going to see the one-shot again, and we're also going to see his overextension. Let's make a mistake here. I mean,
they might only be 10K down if they make a mistake here.
That's quite right. I mean, the worst case scenario for BLG is 2 members die, GAM have 5 members, and then they can contest the Baron. But even in 3 versus 5, I feel like BLG could still win.
Yeah, so definitely scary. Oh, and look at Knight. He's sitting on that blast cone. If he finds an angle, we know he wants to go for it.
I mean, he's got to fill the pages of the book back up.
He's got stories to tell, that one's for sure, as Levi going to get knocked out of his flag and drag, already down nearly 3 levels, as there is going to be an engage here coming through. Kiaya trying to find some sort of an angle, but there's no angle to be had. He's just going to be going back to the Fountain. Knight, though, does get CC'd up, gets hit by the Tangle Barb, but they can't finish him off just yet. Eris, though, does finally get the kill. Base one on the other side with Bin and Elk. They're in the base. They're killing everybody. Eris is going to have to try to flash out of there and run. He's the last surviving member trying to battle here against On, but On is too strong. Mantra Tether healing up, setting him up for Bin to knock him down. BLG marching on the Nexus. GAM made him work for it in the first couple games, but they made no doubt about it in this third one. BLG came out with a vengeance. 25 minutes in, 15K gold up. BLG will sweep the series.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.